time to try a new art supply. So this is Kuretake paints. I have tried some Kuretake before. I've tried the Gem Colours set, which is a metallic set. But this is my first time trying the regular paints. And I thought rather than splash out on one of those reasonably big palettes, I thought I'd just get some primary colours and just buy them separately and give them a try. Because there's so many things out there to try, isn't there? And you know, you could end up bankrupting yourself with this stuff. I have swatched them a little, just on one of these little swatch card thingies. So they look pretty much as they do in the pans. What I'm going to be trying today though is mixing them together. And I have read something that says you're not supposed to mix Kuretake paints. And I'm confused by that because they're watercolour. You should be able to mix any watercolours. It might be more that, you know, they provide so many colours in those big palettes that they're saying you don't need to, because just buy a bigger palette. Of course they would say that. So I am going to have a go at mixing them and see how it turns out. As you can see, I've got a bit of a slightly muted palette here, and especially with this yellow ochre, it is going to be muted. That's what I wanted. So we'll see how it turns out. I'm not an expert on colour mixing. Maybe someone in the comments is going to say, oh, your red is too warm or something like that, or your blue is too cool. I don't know, but we'll give it a go. I'm just going to get my scrappiest sketchbook here. Sometimes it helps to spray them like that. Let them activate a little bit. I just love that sound, don't you? Okay. So obviously, because this isn't watercolour paper, it's probably not behaving the way that you expect. But I have been known to use watercolour on this paper quite a lot throughout this sketchbook, actually. So long as you're not using large washes of water, it's fine. Right, anyway, for the mixing. So I guess I'll start by creating the secondary colours. And I'll start with orange, I guess. That's fairly easy to mix. I should have used some alcohol on my palette first because it's beading up. So I'm just using isopropyl alcohol on here and microfiber cloth. I think that should do the trick because I've not used that palette before. We'll get some red on the palette. One thing I like about Kuretake paints is how much you get in the pans. This is huge. A lot of paint compared to what you get from other brands. Now I was looking at and comparing the different sizes. So this is what they call a half pan. And look at the size of that. I know this one's overfilled and that one isn't. But it's smaller than half. I'd say you could fit 3 of those in there. And now let's have a go at mixing up an orange. Okay, that's more of a brown, but that's kind of to be expected really because of the muted ochre that I've got as my yellow. Yeah, I think I'm not going to get anything other than shades of brown here. Okay, but that's not Kuretake Paint's fault. It's mine for choosing such a muted yellow. Right, next let's try a green. Okay, not quite enough blue in there. Right, so that's giving us like an olive green. That's like a moss green. Oh, I'm loving that. You can get some beautiful greens here. And now we're sort of edging a little bit towards almost a turquoise, but with a browny sort of tint. I actually love that sort of two-tone thing we've got going on there. Sorry about the car alarm you can hear outside. You know, I should use a flat brush more often. I normally just use these for, I don't know, if I have to make a square or a rectangle or something like that, but I love the two-tone thing you can get going on with that. Well, that's enough greens. Now let's try the hardest of them all to mix, which is purple. And it's not always hard to mix a purple, but it is if you've chosen the wrong ones. So I'll start with a red, and I'll just bring in a little bit of, okay, that is just a red. A little bit of blue in there to edge us towards purple. Okay, it's getting muddy. Okay, it's moving towards mauve now. I'm glad that it is actually turning purple and not just brown, but it is a little bit of a muddy purple. Well, that's just, okay, that's just blue now. Oh, that's nice. I like that very much. That's a beautiful purple. That's just the same one, isn't it? Okay. So you can mix Kuretake. It's absolutely fine. There's no problem at all. I am kind of wishing that I'd gone for a slightly brighter yellow, because it does affect the orange in particular. You can't really get an orange, but I do love what it does to the greens, and it doesn't obviously affect the purple. So I am happy with that, and I'm looking forward to having a go at painting. What I'm going to do next is paint with my Kuretake 3 primaries and whatever colours I can mix onto this sacred geometry thing that I sketched out. Kind of a mandala type of thing, and kind of a sacred geometry thing and a doodly thing. I will cut to that video next. This is the almost finished piece, but I did then add gold around the outside as well, and you'll see that in the next shot. I liked the Kuretake paints. They do handle a little bit differently than ordinary paint, and that's because they're Japanese, they're made with sumi inks. But if you want Kuretake but can't afford the price tag, I would recommend to try these. It's the Mozart Komorebi paint set, and I don't think they're on Amazon right now, but you can get them on eBay for about £10 or £12, and they basically handle exactly the same as the Kuretake paints. Here's an example of something that I painted using the Mozart Komorebi palette, and I really love these paints, even though they are the kind of paints that most people would see as like amateur watercolours. But honestly, I couldn't tell the difference between that and the Kuretake. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one.